happy Monday. Hopefully, everyone's going to have an awesome week. Hopefully, everyone had an awesome weekend. That being said, it is August the 1st, and what that means is a new month. So, since it's a new month, that means I'm going to read some of the comments. Hopefully, I got them all. It's really just going to be from two sites. It's going to be from YouTube, which conveniently puts them all in one place, and then there's BitChute, which I think is the other bulk where I tend to get comments. Don't really get comments on Odyssey or Rumble for some reason. It is what it is. With that being said, let's get to Iris's favorite type of episode, is where I interact with the community and read everyone's great comments. With that being said, I love it when people comment to me. And if you don't want me to read your comments, go ahead and put that in the comments. If you were to write me one, I'll try to keep that in mind. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start off with YouTube. I think this was from last month, and where I said guns are not the issue, people are. I think the easy access to guns is somehow part of the equation. There's other factors that need to be studied deeply. It's actually harder to get a gun today than it was 50 years ago, and possibly 60 years ago, back in the 1930s, actually, or the 1920s, right before the age, during the Prohibition era. Not only that, you could actually order them in a mail-in catalogs, and it would be delivered to your homes. No background checks needed. But unfortunately, Prohibition hit, and the government decided maybe we shouldn't have people have access to those type of weapons, which are fully automatic weapons, which is the Tommy gun or the Chicago or the New York typewriter. So it is slightly harder to get a gun. Now, if you've never committed a crime, you have no criminal record, and your ID is up to date, and you have all the means, you should be able to purchase a awesome tool, which is fun and very useful to learn how to shoot, whether it's shooting at black tins, paper targets, or for hunting. It is a useful tool and it's fun to use. Now, with that being said, it is a very dangerous tool. Very dangerous tool. And a lot of responsible gun owners know it's a dangerous tool, and they try to mitigate most of that danger as humanly possible. And of course, this one's from Roe versus Wade being overturned. I'm pretty sure I read this last month, but you know what? I'm just going to keep on reading it. Do not doubt me, Planned Parenthood will send planes to states like Texas to get girls out of public schools without their parent knowledge, but with the full cooperations of the school. I honestly don't know. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I do know that Planned Parenthood really should be looked into. Well, maybe not looked into, but maybe perhaps a name change. That is the eugenics part of the history. And I'm all for eugenics, don't get me wrong. I think that's a useful study of making sure the best and brightest pass on their genes in principle. But when it's in practice, that's where it kind of tends to lose me. And of course, the Travis County DA is soft on crime unless you follow the law. I don't exactly remember what this story was, but I'm pretty sure it had something to do with the light sentence that someone got. You're not too angry. More Austinites should be angry. We need to get rid of Garza. The latest display of coddling criminals should make everyone disgusted enough to call for DA Garza to be removed. If anyone knows in Austin, Texas, or Travis County, if there's a petition to do a DA recall, let me know. I'll sign my name. I probably won't say I'm from this channel, but I'll sign my name to that recall because we definitely need to get rid of these DAs that are soft on crime and will only give them license. Oh, I remember what this is. Oh, I remember what this one is. This one was the dude that was mad that his ex-girlfriend was moving on, so he went over there and beat the living crap out of her, and all he got was probation. 90 days in Travis County Jail, and I think 2 to 3 years or maybe 5 years of probation for beating the living shit and possibly raping his ex-girlfriend because there were sexual assaults, and he got just a slap on the wrist. Yeah, this is the type of crap that people need to be aware of when you're voting for these DAs. If your current DA is soft on crime, or if they use buzzwords like equality or social justice terms like Black Lives Matter, probably be a good idea not to vote for them. Then, of course, it's another one from Travis County DA is soft on crime, unless you follow the law. Another comment. This is from Emilio the Nerd. I did see one of your videos. I'm not really into gameplay in that manner. What I mean by gameplay, as in he was streaming a video game. Nothing perverted, nothing like that. It's just something I'm not really interested in. He says, I tend to lean heavily conservative these days because how much political correctness and no common sense has come from the Democratic Party. Really, from neither party. Stories like these just make me so disappointed and baffled how many people continue to vote for people like this. Mainstream media certainly has done a disservice. Mainstream media certainly has done a disservice to the American people by getting rid of journalistic integrity when reporting. I repeated that because that's something that needs to be highlighted. Mainstream is not your friend. They're there to spin a narrative. It's whether it's Fox or CNN or somewhere in between. I think the only one that doesn't spin is crap. Whichever one's the government funded that just does live feed. I forget what it. C-SPAN. C-SPAN. Yeah, that's one. They don't really do any reporting. They just give you a live shot of what's going on. I've always wanted to do commentary such as yours, but I always felt unqualified to do so. Now that I see the left can't even define what a woman is, unless it serves their purpose, then they'll be able to define a woman. I feel like I'm more qualified than the general Democratic politicians. You're giving me a little bit more motivation on me. Oh, wait. For making political content. Hopefully I sound clear and confident as you. Ha ha. You know, I didn't go wake up, start a channel, and be this confident. You just gotta start. You just got to make a video. It may not be your best video. It may not be the crappiest video anyone has watched. But it's a starting point. You gotta start from somewhere and build up. Another talent is to be able to read out loud a story. That is definitely a useful skill that takes practice. I'm not going to say I'm 100% there. I'll say about 75% there. But more and more, just more than you do it, more you do it, the better you'll get. It's just like memory muscle. And of course, we got a comment from Lord Dracocast. I was doing a test stream 2 weeks ago to see how it would go. Actually, that's about a week ago. Which kind of highlights what I'm going to be doing on Sunday. It's going to be Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be me and a buddy I work with. We're going to do a live stream for about an hour or until we decide to end it. We're going to try to build on what we achieved yesterday. And this is just a test room to see how it all sounds and flows. Now, I didn't like how the sound carried out, but that could be on my end from when I was doing the Kamala Harris speech. But that could be me because my voice is very loud due to certain black magic I've done on the back end and front end. So you could actually hear me on cell phones. With that being on it, so we're getting back to Iris, one of my favorite commenters. It says I like the new logo and sounds good, I believe. And that's the same logo with just white behind it. Goes, yes, I noticed it. Um, so apparently from StreamYards, it just says white. On some of the channels, like here, it does a white background. It's actually translucent background. So regardless of what site's it's on, it's going to take the background of it. Since YouTube is white, unless you turn on dark mode, which doesn't carry over, it's just going to be white. And this was like kind of like a test run. It's only 4 or 5 minutes to really test it out. And this one's from the Love Field Airport shooting. Very little details right now. There's a plethora of information now. This chick, she never had a gun. She was convicted. She was on the do not buy list. She says, great content as always, my friend. Thank you. No, thank you for watching. And thank you for commenting. This particular segment couldn't be possible without people like you giving me comments to read at the end of the month. So I do appreciate anybody that watches my videos, and I appreciate people that have commented. It doesn't matter if you give me praise, critiques, or just wants to insult me. Just know if you insult me, I might make a video on how you're insulting me. And of course, this one's from the Russia-U.S. prison swap, Merchant of Death, question mark. Like I said, I don't know if the Lord of War was 100% Hollywood or just loosely inspired by true events, but it looks like that deal is going through. I think Russia's asking for a second prisoner because they're trying to swap one Russian, or Ukrainian, I should say, for two Americans. And one of them, I don't think she should be free. She committed a crime in a foreign country that she knew was against the law. It was very strict on their drug laws, regardless what you feel about the weed. You don't go to someone else's house and disrespect them like that. Her response is, yes, pure Hollywood. I don't know what is the truth, but I am pro-Russia. Russia is enduring many decades of Russophobia promoted by the U.S. and OTAN. I love Russia, her culture, her history, and her people as much as I love the United States. Thank you for reporting. That's something to keep in mind. It's the people that we really enjoy. It's the people that make the culture. Sure, the government has some role of guiding culture, but it's like I heard this phrase. I don't know who said it, but they said, I love America. I love its people. I just despise the government. And that's kind of like how I feel. And how I feel about war is when two leaders cannot get along and the people of the countries have to suffer. So what I feel about Ukraine is what I feel about Russia. It's kind of what I feel about the Middle East every time we bomb a nation over there. It's the people of the country that suffers when the government fails to get along. And of course, Jill Biden said what? Diversity in tacos? No, I think it's just funny and sad that she made that comment. I don't really think it's very offensive, but I don't think she should have said it. But of course, Iris again says, ha 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 ha, spelling it Jajaja, laughing emote. That was funny. I don't feel offended. I mean, it was a off remark. And of course, her being the first lady of the United States, people are going to mock her and criticize her, rightfully so. And of course, the House votes on more gun laws. Hopefully, the it dies in the Senate, but who knows? But these days, there's a lot of rhinos. There's a lot of Democrats that just want us to be disarmed. They want to eliminate a common use gun. Now, the good news is Jerry Nadler did give us a legal grounding to get it removed from the books, where he admits that he wants a gun removed that's in common use. But back to the comments. You have great content in all your podcasts, but the titles go unnoticed. They're extremely small. Please check the titles from the Duran. I really should look into the Duran. I heard that they do really good content. I'm pretty sure there's some biases within there, but they try to be neutral from what I hear. Are so big that they take the attention immediately. Thus is my humble suggestion. I wish your channel can grow. So do I. You deserve more viewers and more subscribers. Thank you. I only deserve more viewers and more subscribers if I earn that from the people watching. And hopefully I do earn that. And one way for me to earn that, or at least steer the ship in the right direction, is through comments. That's why I like to read them all and give you your own segment. I know it's only one day a month, but it's really you and your feedback that really drives my motivation. And hopefully, I've kind of given up on certain aspects of my title. Hopefully, this is big enough. If it's not big enough, I can always make it bigger. Because since this is going to be the beginning slide, my logo doesn't have to be in the middle. It could be towards there. And none of this is stagnated. Everything could change on the fly, and I tend to change it on the fly sometimes and just kind of roll with it. So hopefully this is a major improvement. It kind of got the inspiration from the StreamYards when you commented on that it looks good. So I kind of try to mirror it somewhat. All right, back to your next one. So this was Sunday Night Chats, the official episode of number 1. Like I said, it's going to be 5 o'clock Central Time because I live in Texas. For those people that install Linux, it's Chicago time zone. I missed the live show. I like both relaxing interactions, very intelligent conversation. Please keep up your great work. Yeah, I think the show went pretty well. I mean, it's not the best thing out there, but it definitely has potential. We're going to build on that. We're going to try to be maybe a little bit more prepared because it's very ad hoc-ish right at the moment. I just really want to get the mission statement out there, our goals, which is to grow this channel. And I think live streaming is a great way to do that, assuming that we get some people watching. And hopefully, since I'm going to be doing it on a regular basis, I hope it should blossom into something great. I don't know what type of vibe I want to go with. I definitely want a low chill, maybe like an AM radio station chill. And that is all of the comments from YouTube. Nope, let's see here. I'm actually kind of curious about something. So I actually did that live show yesterday. I was wondering if it would populate, and it did not populate on BitChute. It did not populate on Odyssey, so I don't know what's going on there. As you can see, this populated, which was last week, but it was only 5 minutes. The other one was about an hour. Of course, we're going to go to BitChute. Yeah, you go away. This is the victim being charged in New York. Here we go again. Yes, New York. The guy is free. The update is the guy is free. The crime is he was charged in the first place. This is from Radio Free 88. There are no victims in New York. every New Yorker is guilty of kike crimes. I guess that's Jewish crimes. Night, the, the Night of Kike or Kike of Nights reference. You can have those references. It's a very racist thought, but everybody's entitled to their First Amendment. And of course, this is another Jill Biden one. You got fish tacos, ham tacos, pulled tacos, kame asade tacos, iguana tacos, fried fish tacos. It's a play on Forrest Gump. It's very, I liked it. It's cute. Then of course, I did a 4 Texans are in prison like Grenier in Russia. This is from Sultans of the Swing. I hope when she gets out, she takes her drugs to Thailand. Zero sympathy, stupid witch or bitch. Doesn't matter. I'll curse. But yes, I have zero sympathy for her. I may disagree with the law that Russia has. I disagree with the drug laws here in Texas. I kind of disagree with the laws from the federal government, but those are the laws. Them are the breaks, as Prime Minister of England said when he was resigning. We have to play the cards that are dealt with us and operate within them. Of course, this one's Travis County being sued, unlawful or praise home values. I have a love-hate relationship with Travis County and Austin City Council. And what I mean by love-hate, I love to hate on them because they're slimy criminals robbing the proud Austinites blind. We can't even get a lower tax rate. You got City of Austin raising their taxes. We're the only city in Texas raising the taxes to the maximum amount under law. We could fix that this November. There's about 4 or 5 people up for, or 4 or 5 positions up for election. The only issue is I can't vote in all of them but one, which is the mayor, which is you should vote for Jennifer Verdon if you live in Austin. She may not be any better than Adler, but she won't be any worse. She's more of a conservative, wanting to help the taxpayers. That will also help the renters as well. Time to sue the ever-living hell out of the unelected government officials. They're going goddamn greedy, globalists sucking off taxpayer forced tax burdens. That's from Mouthy Babe. There's a lot of people feel that way, especially here in Austin. There's people that are renting and the rent goes up $200 a month year after year because the Travis County AD is raising property values and the City of Austin Council raising taxes higher than they should be. We're the only city in the state of Texas doing the maximum amount. Houston's not doing it. Dallas is not doing it. San Antonio's not doing it. El Paso's not doing it. San Marcos isn't doing it. San Antonio isn't doing it. I think I repeated San Antonio twice. But still, we're the only city in Texas, major city in Texas, raising our taxes. It's going to leave Austin left with the uber rich and the homeless. And I don't want to see Austin separated between the haves and the haves not. Because this is a great city. This is a city worth saving. But the only thing that's stopping it from being saved is ridiculous rent prices. And rent controls is not the answer. It's lowering the tax burden on the landlords. Like, I own this house. I don't own a mortgage, not like my property. But I'm going to see a probably $8,000 or maybe $9,000 bill at the end of the year for property taxes. Now I get Austin is an expensive city to run, but at a certain point you gotta stop raping us landowners, our homeowners. You gotta stop raping us for every pet project. And you're not even fixing a project. I gotta do a story about the homeless project, homeless program that they hired criminals, they hired rapists and drug users. Add insult to injury. I should probably do a video. Might do that tomorrow. Might do it Wednesday, or I might leave it up to the Sunday show. I don't know. I haven't decided. And of course, this is the Texas shooting updates. Dallas and Uvalde. Person should never have owned a gun. White guy starts a fight. Hispanic teen. BitChute link. You can go to my BitChute to click on that link. This animal already had federal charges. She robbed a bank. And she illegally got the gun somehow. And I don't know where she got the gun from. I haven't really followed up onto it because I work and more important things like gun confiscations are limiting the Second Amendment has come in, and I just got limited time and limited patience and caring. I should care where she got the gun from. I should, and I do. I just haven't heard anything more about it. With that being said, that is the July 2022 comments. I look forward to your comments next month. And I look forward to you viewing my videos. Hopefully we could get my channel monetized so on Sunday I could get super chats. That is a lofty goal. And I hope I could do it. But I can't do it without your support, so I appreciate your help in that. But leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are on my July 2022 comments. Smash the like and subscribe button on any and all platforms or just the platform you're watching. But most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.